Is the start of the World Cup. 32 teams, 64 matches, but only one winner who will be known around the 15th of July, 1 month from now. We have live images for you from Moscow, where the World Cup, one of the host cities of the World Cup, in addition to 8 other venues also. That should be the Luzhniki Stadium, where the opening ceremony should be taking place later this afternoon, and the closing ceremony as well. We also told there'll be a concert also at the Red Square, which is a famous spot in Moscow as well. So all focus will be there. Which team are you supporting once again? We want to know your thoughts. 22422 is the SMS line. Use the hashtag CitizenExtra. And of course, the World Cup band, Citizen TV's amazing World Cup show will be kicking off officially at 1:30 p.m. But to give you a preview, a prelude of what you can expect, I've actually got my little World Cup session right now. And joining me in studio is none other than former Kenyan international Mike Okoth. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Great honor to have you here with us today.
Nice being here.
Good. So I don't even know where to begin. Maybe just a quick reference. Your son was live, quote unquote, on our TV station just the other day. He's departed now. He's left. Maybe just talk a little bit about that interview before we get into your predictions for the World Cup.
Yeah, it was a good interview. It was an introduction for him in Kenya after the World Cup. So it's been about 7 years now.
About 7 years before he was last in Kenya?
Yeah.
My goodness.
He was coming to get the feeling, to know the people well, because he's an adult now. So it was good for him to come back and get the Kenyan feeling back. What
sort of phone calls did you get after that interview? What were people calling you to ask you or to tell you?
Because Citizen is a big radio TV station, so everybody was watching, and he had a lot of calls, even from Belgium.
Oh, from Belgium.
England.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're online these days, so it's easier to watch everywhere.
Kiswahili. Him speaking Kiswahili.
Yes,
that blew people's minds.
Yeah, but you know, my wife is also a Kenyan, so at home we used to speak Swahili with the kids, so it was important for us that they know the language. When they come here, they can communicate easily with other guys.
Okay, good. Let's switch gears. Let's talk about the World Cup. How different would you say, as you look at the Russia World Cup, it is from the Brazil World Cup that was there 4 years ago and the South Africa World Cup in 2010? If you were to compare all three, how would you describe this one that we're getting into?
It will be a difficult World Cup because of the political influences about how Russia was there and all these things. But at the same time, it's all about football, and everybody now is focused on the football. And we hope that we'll have a good World Cup, because you know, when the games start, everybody forgets about everything and concentrates on the game.
Okay, I want to see how you can help us in a bit of analysis here. We might not get through all the groups, but let's take a look at Group A, which has Russia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Uruguay. So there we go. That's Group A. And of course, today we know that it's Russia and Saudi Arabia who will be kicking off the World Cup. Your predictions briefly?
It's an open group, but Russia being a home team, definitely I hope they will go through. And for me...
So it's Russia and who?
Russia, I hope Russia and Egypt.
You hope Russia and Egypt?
Yes.
Why hope? Because why are you not fully confident?
Russia because of the home advantage,
obviously,
and Egypt because of their technical abilities, and also tactically they are strong. But Uruguay also is a good team.
So there's a threat there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Group B, and I'll hold you to that when the World Cup is over. Portugal, Spain, we have Morocco and Iran. Wow, okay, so that's what, I mean, I can already feel the World Cup fever. So what are you feeling as you look at this group?
That one, I'll go for Portugal and Spain.
Go for Portugal. Okay, okay. And your prediction is not very different from Isaac Swiller, who's a sports editor here. He also pretty much had the same feeling as well. And Spain need to prove a point after Brazil.
Oh, for sure.
Don't they? The humiliation there.
Yeah, and they have a new coach also, so it's a little bit tricky for them. But I think in the group Spain will go through.
Okay, let's go to Group C. France, Australia. We're looking at Peru and Denmark as well.
Yeah, Denmark, I don't have high hopes. You don't? But I'll go for France and Peru.
They say France is half African.
France is our team.
Yes.
African Union.
Yes, African Union.
If you see the players, they embraced the Africans in France, and so they give them opportunity to play, and that's a good thing for us. So.
Yes, my goodness. So France for you and Peru.
Peru, I go for Peru and France.
Okay, Australia, you don't see soccer rules.
No, they are good, but I don't think in the World Cup they are that level. I think Peru is a stronger team than the other three.
Okay. Yeah. And in the interest of time, let me take you straight to Group D. We've got Argentina, Iceland, Croatia, and Nigeria as well. And I want to get your thoughts on that Nigeria kit and all the hype.
Yeah, the hype of Nigerian kit. They have a nice kit, but I don't think they are experienced enough. There are a lot of young players in the team. I don't think they're experienced enough to make an impact. Croatia also, not that, but I think Argentina and I think Iceland also will surprise a lot of people. So
okay.
Yeah, they still have the momentum of the Euro.
We still have the momentum. Let me see here. So I'm just going to quickly take you through the other groups, then get your final thoughts on those. Group E has Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica, and Serbia. Just hold on there, Buana Okoth. Group F has Germany, Mexico, Sweden, and South Korea. There we go. Germany, Mexico, Sweden, and South Korea. Group G has Belgium, Panama, Tunisia, and England. A lot of focus on the three lions there. Belgium, Panama, Tunisia, and England. And finally, Group H has Poland, Senegal, Colombia, and Japan. So those are the 32 teams that will be featuring in the World Cup. Which teams should Kenyans keep their eyes and focus on in the view of Panakoth here?
Of course, you have Brazil.
Brazil?
Always there. Argentina, because of Messi. Spain. But for me, Belgium will surprise a lot of people.
Belgium will surprise all the people. Disappointment that your son this time round will not...
Yeah, it's disappointing, but at the same time, as a footballer, I know it was not the best season he had at Wolfsburg, not because of him all alone, because of other aspects also. The team was not performing well, so that played a part in his non-selection in the team. So we understand that as a footballer, but of course it was disappointing.
So what are you doing to encourage him and to build mental fortitude, which is what every footballer needs if they're going to survive out there? Yeah,
you have to be mentally strong enough to go through those difficult moments, and yeah, that's what we always I always try to put on his head, so that always you have good times and bad times, but at the bad times you have to be strong enough to believe in yourself, to know your qualities and work on them.
Okay, and finally, what do you do to provide an enabling environment for a footballer in a world that's rapidly changing? We've seen stories of young footballers get into the money, get into the fame, and from their tabloid after tabloid is writing stories about them. What sort of advice would you give, especially to others who are looking to build young footballers in their family?
Yeah, first of all, it's a big thing for the parents to take care of that. When you're still young, that discipline has to be impacted on the kids when they're still young. Okay. But at the same time, when you grow up, you have to surround yourself with people who know about finance and people who can help you manage your finances well, because it's only a short time you have to maximize your potential. So if you waste it, you still have more than maybe 40 years to live after the football. So you see, it's a challenge. But if you have good people around you, you can always make it. Yeah.
I think I'll stick to journalism. At least here, even when I'm old and grey, I can
you can work until you're 60, 55, and after that you can still go around with your camera and
do something with it.
Get something out of it.
Thank you so much. I hope you'll be watching the World Cup ban when you're not watching the World Cup matches. It will be every day, 1:30 to 2:30, 3 p.m. I'm sure it's going to be a good show.
It will be a good show. Sure. I saw a preview yesterday.
Oh, you saw a preview yesterday? Mixed with JKL, Jeff Koinange Live.
Yes.